The NFL world is still in shock tonight after what insiders are calling one of the most explosive locker room meltdowns in years. It wasn't caught on TV, it wasn't part of the game, but it was captured on hidden cell phone footage, and the whispers have now leaked to the public. Jayden Daniels, the rising star, went face-to-face with Saquon Barkley in a confrontation so raw, so personal that teammates were left frozen, unable to step in. What was supposed to be a routine post-game cool-down spiraled into accusations, betrayals and secrets that were never meant to leave those walls. According to insiders, Jayden didn't just confront Saquon, he exposed him. He called out secrets that Barkley had allegedly been hiding from teammates, sparking a shouting match that rattled the entire team. The leaked whispers spread like wildfire across social media. Hashtags erupted, Daniels Zivies Barkley, just locker room fallout, NFL secrets. Fans are divided, some calling Daniels brave for standing up, others accusing him of breaking locker room code by dragging hidden truths into the open. But the real bombshell? Sources claim this confrontation wasn't just about football. It was about loyalty, about betrayal, about a truth so heavy it could fracture the team, the locker room, and maybe even careers. And if the first leak shocked you, what happened next will leave you speechless. Because when Jayden Daniels stepped forward, stared down Saquon Barkley, and uttered words that silenced an entire locker room, the fallout wasn't just explosive. It was historic. The atmosphere inside the locker room was thick, tense, and heavy with frustration. The team had just walked off the field after a bruising game, their bodies battered, their pride wounded. Helmets clattered to the floor, cleats scraped against concrete, and players muttered under their breath, replaying every mistake, every missed play. But underneath the noise, there was another energy. A quiet storm building between two men who had carried the weight of the game on their shoulders, Jayden Daniels and Saquon Barkley. At first, nobody noticed it. Jayden sat at his locker, still in his pads, staring down at the floor, his chest heaving. Saquon was across the room, laughing half-heartedly with a teammate, trying to shake off the sting of defeat. But then it happened. A voice, sharp and unfiltered, cutting through the hum of frustration. "You think you can keep hiding it, Saquon?" Jayden's tone was low, but it carried like thunder. Heads turned instantly. The room went silent. Teammates froze mid-conversation, realizing this wasn't the usual post-game chatter. Saquon's smile evaporated. He turned slowly, eyes narrowing. "What the hell are you talking about?" he shot back. His voice was controlled, but the tension in his body gave him away, and that's when Jayden stood up. He wasn't the rookie quarterback anymore. He wasn't the wide-eyed new kid learning from the veterans. He was standing chest to chest with one of the league's biggest names, his voice shaking with both anger and conviction. "Don't act like I don't know," Jayden said. "Don't act like the whole team doesn't feel it. You've been lying to us. Lying to me." The room erupted in whispers. Players exchanged glances. Some leaned forward, unable to believe what they were hearing. Others sank back, silently begging this confrontation to end before it spiraled out of control. Saquon took a step closer. His jaw tightened. "Watch your mouth, rookie," he growled. "You don't know what you're talking about," but Jayden didn't flinch. He raised his voice, louder this time, echoing off the walls. "No? Then why do I have the messages, Saquon? Why do I have proof?" Gasps rippled through the room. Proof. The word hung in the air like a grenade, ready to blow everything apart. Players' eyes darted from Jayden to Saquon, waiting for someone to explain, waiting for someone to deny. But Saquon didn't deny it. Instead, his face hardened, his silence saying more than words ever could. And then the whispers started. "Messages?" one player muttered. "What messages?" another asked. It didn't take long before the rumor mill began spinning. Some said it was about money. Others swore it was about loyalty, about deals being made behind closed doors. The more outrageous the theory, the faster it spread. Meanwhile, Jayden pressed harder. "You think you can play both sides and nobody's gonna notice? You think you can pretend to be loyal to this team while you're out there making deals? While you're out there feeding lies to the media?" That was it. Saquon exploded. He shoved Jayden backward, his voice booming. "You don't know a damn thing. Don't stand here and act like you know what I've been carrying." The locker room erupted. Teammates jumped to their feet, some rushing in to separate them, others standing back in stunned silence, phones already out, recording the chaos. One player later leaked to a blog, "It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. Jayden went at him like he'd been waiting for this moment his whole career. And Saquon?" he snapped. He couldn't take it. The confrontation escalated into shouting, curses flying, accusations spilling like fire. Jayden's voice cracked with fury. "You're supposed to be a leader, Saquon. Instead, you're tearing this team apart." Saquon shot back, veins bulging in his neck. "You don't know what it means to lead. You don't know the sacrifices I've made for this team, for this organization. You think you're ready to call me out? You're not ready for this league, Jayden." But the younger star didn't back down. His voice rose above the chaos, cutting through the shouts. "I'm ready to do what you couldn't. Tell the truth." That line silenced the room. The word truth echoed like a death sentence. Everyone froze, eyes locked on Saquon, waiting for him to respond. But he didn't. He just stared back at Jayden, his breathing heavy, his fists clenched, his silence louder than any denial, and that's when the phones went wild. Clips of the confrontation, shaky and grainy, leaked onto social media within minutes. Twitter blew up with threads dissecting every word, every gesture. Fans argued in real time, some siding with Jayden, praising him for his courage, others defending Saquon, claiming he was the victim of a rookie trying to grab the spotlight. But the truth was darker than anyone realized. Because according to insiders, Jayden wasn't bluffing. He really did have messages. Messages that allegedly exposed Saquon's hidden dealings. Secret conversations with people outside the organization, whispers of betrayal, whispers of a plan that would shake the foundation of the team. What those messages contained, nobody knew yet. But just the hint of them was enough to send shockwaves through the locker room, the franchise, and the entire league. And as the shouting died down, as coaches stormed in to separate the two men, one thing was clear: the damage had already been done. The footage was out. The fans were hungry, and the hidden secrets were no longer whispers. They were headlines waiting to explode, because Jayden Daniels hadn't just confronted Saquon Barkley. He had challenged the old guard. He had ripped open a wound that could no longer be hidden. And the fallout was only just beginning. By sunrise, the confrontation wasn't just a rumor whispered in locker room corridors. It was a wildfire tearing through the entire sports world. The shaky footage from players' phones had already made its way to Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. Fans slowed the video down, frame by frame, dissecting every glare, every shove, every word that spilled from Jayden Daniels' mouth. Messages. That one word was the spark, and it lit a blaze that no PR team could contain. By mid-morning, hashtags exploded: Jayden via Saquon, locker room secrets, Fallout Friday. Fans were relentless. Some called Jayden a whistleblower, a young star brave enough to speak truth to power. Others accused him of clout chasing, of disrespecting a veteran who carried the weight of the league for years. But the story twisted further when an anonymous leak hit the blogs. A blurred screenshot of alleged messages between Saquon and an outside agent surfaced. Captioned, "This is what Jayden was talking about." The texts hinted at secret negotiations, talk of switching allegiances, and complaints about teammates not pulling their weight. The authenticity of the screenshots was never confirmed, but that didn't matter. The internet believed them. Fans flooded Saquon's socials with comments. "So you were plotting?" "Snake behavior." Jayden called it. Inside the team facility, chaos reigned. Coaches were furious that private locker room business had spilled into the open. One staffer told a reporter, "This isn't just about an argument anymore. This is about trust. And right now, trust is gone." Teammates were split down the middle. Some backed Saquon, defending his years of leadership, his sacrifices, his pain. Others whispered that maybe Jayden was right. Maybe the old guard had grown too comfortable, too political, too self-serving. The divide wasn't just personal. It was cultural. It was generational. It was generational. And the media poured gasoline on the fire. Sports talk shows looped the video nonstop, analysts shouting over each other. One commentator declared, "This is more than a spat. This is the beginning of an implosion." Another shot back, "No, this is a rookie biting off more than he can chew. Saquon will crush him." But the most chilling revelation came from a former teammate who went on a late-night podcast. His voice was calm, but his words were dynamite. "Jayden's not lying. We all knew Saquon had side conversations. We all knew he was looking out for himself. But no one had the guts to call him out. Until now, the clip went viral. Overnight, the narrative shifted. It wasn't just Jayden versus Saquon. It was Jayden versus an entire system of silence, where younger players were expected to keep quiet, to respect veterans no matter what. The debate wasn't just about football anymore. It was about loyalty, betrayal, and power. Chrissy Teigen tweeted, "I don't even watch football, but this Jayden versus Saquon drama is better than reality TV." That single post summed up the insanity. The drama had escaped the sports world and entered pop culture. Meanwhile, the NFL itself was dragged into the storm. Rumors swirled that league officials were monitoring the fallout closely, worried that the leaks could expose not just a team, but the league's inner workings. And Saquon? He finally broke his silence. On Instagram Live, his face tight, his voice controlled, he said, "Y'all really believe everything you see online? Half these leaks are fake. I've given everything to this team, to this league. I don't owe explanations to people chasing headlines." But if he thought that would calm the storm, he was wrong. Fans flooded the live comments with fire emojis and questions. So are the texts real? Why didn't you deny it? Jayden already exposed you. Jayden, on the other hand, stayed quiet. That silence spoke volumes. To his supporters, it made him look focused, unbothered, like a man who had already won. To his critics, it looked like cowardice, a rookie hiding after throwing a bomb into the locker room. Then came the second major leak. Late at night, a clip surfaced of the confrontation that hadn't been shown before. In it, Jayden could be heard shouting, "You think I don't know about the meetings? About what you said to management? About what you promised them?" Saquon's reply was muffled, but one phrase cut through clearly. "You don't understand the business side." That phrase detonated across social media. The business side. To fans, it meant betrayal. It meant Saquon had been making moves behind his teammates' backs, protecting himself while pretending to be the leader. By dawn, the narrative had shifted again. Saquon wasn't just humiliated. He was under siege. Headlines screamed, "Locker room civil war," and Jayden Daniels versus the old guard. But here's where things got even darker. Insiders whispered about a third leak, a recording even more explosive than the first two. According to those close to the situation, the third clip wasn't just Jayden and Saquon shouting. It contained details, specifics, names. A leak so damaging it could destroy not just Saquon's reputation, but the entire team's unity. The anonymous account that had posted the first two clips tweeted cryptically, "You think you've seen it all? Wait for the truth." Fans went wild. Theories spread like wildfire. What truth? Was Saquon plotting to leave the team? Was he sabotaging plays? Was he feeding info to management? The speculation was endless, the anticipation unbearable. Inside the NFL, panic set in. Executives feared the leaks would snowball into a full-blown crisis, forcing them to intervene. One insider told a journalist, "If that third leak comes out, it's not just about Jayden and Saquon. It's about the league." And that terrifies them. The stage was set. The tension unbearable. The fallout wasn't just explosive. It was historic, and the next leak? It promised to end careers. The entire sports world was paralyzed, waiting for the inevitable. The mysterious account that had already leaked the first two clips promised one more, the so-called truth tape. For 2 days, nothing happened. Fans speculated endlessly. Was it real? Was it fake? Was the NFL secretly silencing whoever held the footage? The anticipation was unbearable. And then, just before midnight on a Sunday, the third leak hit. The recording was longer, clearer, and far more devastating. It started mid-shout, Jayden's voice trembling with fury. "You went to management and told them I wasn't ready. You told them I wasn't the future. You tried to sabotage me before I even had a chance." The room in the clip erupted with chaos, players shouting, coaches trying to step in. But the most damning part was Saquon's reply. His words, raw and unguarded, were crystal clear. "Because you're not ready, Jayden. I've been carrying this team for years, and I'm not about to hand it over to a kid who hasn't earned it yet." The internet exploded. Overnight, the phrase "I've been carrying this team for years" trended across every platform. To some, it sounded like a veteran telling the truth. To others, it was proof of betrayal. Proof that Saquon had been undercutting his teammate behind closed doors. But the clip didn't stop there. Moments later, Jayden fired back. "So it's about you? Not the team, not the game. You just want to protect your name." Then came the line that sent shivers down spines. "I've got proof, Saquon. Don't make me show the receipts. Receipts." That one word detonated like dynamite. Within minutes, Twitter turned into a courtroom. Fans demanded the evidence. Was Jayden bluffing? Or did he really have files, messages, or deals that exposed Saquon's true intentions? Insiders whispered that Jayden had been tipped off by someone close to management. A source leaked to a blog. Jayden got copies of emails, text chains, all of it. Saquon was in talks about his future, even at the cost of his own teammates. Jayden's been sitting on it, waiting for the right moment to strike. The fallout was catastrophic. In New York, fans lined up outside team headquarters, holding signs, "Loyalty matters," and "Show the receipts." ESPN devoted entire hours to the confrontation. Former players weighed in, some siding with Saquon, others praising Jayden's fearlessness. One retired star said, "This is generational. Old guard versus new guard. Saquon doesn't realize the torch isn't his to protect anymore. It's already passing." And then, the unthinkable happened. A blurred screenshot began circulating, allegedly the first of Jayden's receipts. It appeared to be an email from Saquon to a management contact, complaining about Jayden's lack of readiness and suggesting the team look elsewhere for a quarterback. Though unverified, the screenshot spread like wildfire. To fans, it was confirmation. To Saquon, it was a nightmare. Chrissy Teigen tweeted again, "Forget reality TV. The NFL needs to air this whole saga live." The joke went viral, but the reality was darker. Inside the team facility, trust was shattered. Coaches couldn't control the whispers. Players picked sides. Some stood firmly behind Saquon, insisting he was only speaking hard truths. Others rallied around Jayden, seeing him as the victim of betrayal, a young leader standing up against manipulation. And through it all, the NFL remained silent. Too silent. Rumors swirled that league officials were scrambling behind closed doors, terrified that more leaks could expose not just a locker room feud, but the politics of the league itself, the backroom deals, the manipulation of careers, the quiet betrayals that were never supposed to see the light of day. Meanwhile, Saquon finally broke again. Late at night, he posted a cryptic message on Instagram. "Funny how fast people forget who carried them. Funny how fast loyalty dies." It was instantly screenshotted and dissected. Fans flooded the comments, some screaming support, others dragging him mercilessly. But Jayden's silence continued. He didn't respond. He didn't deny. He didn't post. And that silence was louder than any statement. To fans, it meant one thing. He was waiting. Waiting to drop the final hammer. Waiting to release the receipts that could destroy Saquon's reputation forever. And the anonymous account? They weren't done either. Minutes after Saquon's cryptic post, they tweeted, "If you think this is bad, wait for the last file. The league won't survive it." The internet froze. What could possibly be bigger than what had already dropped? What file could not only end a feud, but shake the foundations of the entire NFL? Nobody knew. Nobody could confirm. But everyone agreed. The next leak could end careers, rewrite narratives, and forever change the way fans saw the game. For now, the world waits. Jayden's reputation hangs in the balance. Saquon's legacy trembles. The team is fractured, the fans are divided, and the NFL is desperate to control a story already too big to contain. This isn't just a fallout anymore. This is a reckoning, and when the last leak drops, it won't just be about Jayden Daniels and Saquon Barkley. It will be about truth, power, and betrayal at the very heart of the game. The story isn't over. The story is just beginning, and there you have it. The confrontation that turned into a crisis. What started as a tense exchange in the locker room spiraled into the biggest scandal the NFL has seen in years. Jayden Daniels didn't just confront Saquon Barkley. He exposed him. From the whispers of sabotage to the leaked messages, from the screenshots to the truth tape, every piece of this fallout has pushed the game beyond the field and into a war for loyalty, trust, and power. For loyalty, trust, and power.